Okay guys, so I'm here in downtown Nashville. We got the double-decker buses going by, and I want to point out a couple things. I'm here at the radio station. You see all the call signs here. I've got a radio show every Saturday that I do, and I wanted to put out a quick message about growth. So a lot of people out there ask me, Aaron, how in the world are you able to grow so many shops so fast? How are you able to help people, help them to get to move? And if you missed our offer, we had a bunch of amazing offers that hit yesterday and they expired. They're supposed to expire at 6. We pushed them out to midnight because we had so many people respond, but those have all passed. So if you saw that offer, it is no longer available. There'll be other offers in the future, but that offer is no longer available. So I just need to say that real quick. So here's the radio station behind me. I just got done doing my radio show. I want to point something out. So let's look around. This one here, that was just remodeled. This tower, just built. This one, just built. That one up there, I can't do this, just got built. Old building, old nasty building, which by the way is like $300 a night. Nashville's #1 in tourism now in the country. It's crazy. All these apartments, brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new. And let's see here, that's the Westin, the rooftop, that round thing. That tower's brand new, that one's brand new. Last I heard a year ago, we had 125 crane projects in Nashville. 125. So why am I pointing out all these new buildings? Guys, oh, look at, there's the, I think that's the icon right there, and there's another one there. A bunch of cool stuff here. Here's the thing you've got to see about this. The only difference is that now we have growth. In 2017, it's mindset. I remember in 2014 driving through my little town of Franklin, and I saw a new construction project, then I saw another one, and I said to myself, holy crap, it's starting to freaking change. Things are starting to turn. And because somebody else did it, then I thought I could do it. And then somebody else did that, and then someone else thought they could do it. It continues and continues and continues for all of us. That's the way it works. So when it comes down to your auto repair shop, you may go, Aaron, there's no way to grow it. Well, guys, growth is, there's so much work around you. There's so much. It is just a freaking mindset. There is nothing you got to do that's crazy out of the box. It is not rocket science, and you don't need some crazy new formula. Now, do we have crazy new formulas? Absolutely. Everybody's got to have crazy formulas. But that's not the freaking fuel, guys. It comes down to your understanding of what actually makes your business grow. There's millions of dollars driving around your shop every freaking day. Every day. And if you can understand that, I got tourists walking behind me. They're like, what the heck's going on? If you can understand that, you can see why your company's able to grow so quick. Because you'll go, there's so much, there's surplus, there's more than I need to keep my techs busy, to keep my writers busy, to keep everybody going. And a lot of people will say, well, Aaron, there's no way. I can't keep a fourth tech busy. There's no work here. Bull crap. There's simple ways to protect yourself and make them busier and get your techs busier and get them plugged in and get them rocking. I'll give you a couple quick tips. I'm known for giving lots of free info because I believe in it, so I'll just give you a couple quick things. My right arm's getting tired. So if you got 3 techs and you hire a 4th tech, here's what I want you to do. Take your 4th tech and put them on a guarantee. Have your 3 techs run wide open like they always have done. That way they don't have, especially if they're flat rate, they don't have anything slowing down their consistency, their culture, the way they operate and they flow in your shop. I'm gonna go put my arm on the top of my car because my arm is killing me now. It's hard to hold your arm steady and do this, guys. This is hard work. So if you can understand that you have a culture that's built and you're trying to keep your shop rocking and you don't want to screw things up. So if you don't want to screw things up and you want to keep things moving as fast as possible, then that means the new guy you hire goes in the guarantee, not the old guy, right? So that's how you got to think. You got to think, okay, if this new guy comes in and the other 3 techs start slowing down, then that screws it all up. That screws up my culture. My culture's what's making me money. Whoa, the sun's getting bright. So you've got to see for you in your particular situation, if you go hire little Bobby and Bobby starts, killing it and he starts making it happen in your shop, then you have to look at that and say, all right, did Bobby take work away from tech number 1, number 2, number 3, or is he adding to? That's the part you got to click. So if I have a 3 tech shop, I'm doing $90K a month. You know my deal. You need to do 30 grand a month per technician. On average, you're gonna have techs that are A techs that can do way better and C techs that obviously suck. But if you can get those numbers right now and you can get it landing there, then you're good to go. You're good to go. You're at 30K, man. You're at 90 grand. Now all of a sudden you're ready to go, Aaron, I want to do $120. I want to do more. So if you want to do $120, do $1 million a year, it's very simple. You add the 4th tech. Well, Aaron, how can I afford the 4th tech? Well, just add him in, put him on a guarantee at first. Keep all the other guys flat rate. Feed him last. Feed everybody else first. He'll be fine with it as long as you give him a guarantee. Tell him his guarantee will leave and give him several months. I would normally do this, but this is if you're scared, right? You go, Aaron, I can't afford to pay for him. Well, let's say your labor rate's, I don't know, let's say $1.15. And if you're not over 100, you need to fix that. But let's say it's $1.15. $1.15, that puts you down to an effective labor rate of probably around 100, 105. So if you're at $100 an hour effective labor rate and you're rocking your shop and your shop's just cranking and everything's rolling and you're doing well and you decide you want to raise, all of a sudden you hire this technician, you give yourself a raise, things start moving in the right direction, and now let's see, if he's making $5,000 a month, he has to bill 50 hours to pay for himself. 50 hours. So if he's got to bill 50 hours, that's 11, 12 hours a week. That's nothing. I knew Aaron was Chinese. You're so ridiculous, Adam. I'm never going to live down that Key and Peele video. Never going to live it down. And he's referring to me squinting very, very, very tight. Is that how I'm supposed to do it, Adam? Like this? So, as my attempt at a Chinese accent, it probably sucked. So, if you add in this fourth technician, it's very simple. All you need is 50 hours a month to pay for him. He's laughing. Of course he is, because I'm very funny. Or at least my wife says I'm funny because I attempt to be funny, and I'm not, so that's funny. That's what she tells me. So, if you add this fourth technician in, and you get in there and you start kicking ass, and you only do 50 hours more a month, you've now paid for him. But here's where everybody forgets. This is the part no one understands. That technician was selling widgets. He's a storefront. And because he's selling widgets and he's a storefront, he's now selling brake rotors, rear main seals, ECUs, throttle bodies, ball joints, tie rod ends, you name it, shocks, struts, tires, whatever. All that crap has markup in it. Hopefully about 55% if you're getting your numbers right, but if not, 50%. So if you have 50% markup in all these parts, then that means you could actually do less. That means you could drop down to probably 25 hours, and maybe not 25, maybe 30 hours a month, and you'd pay for the guy. Now, you may go, Aaron, that's going to kill my GP. It's going to mess up all my numbers. You're right. It's going to. It's going to mess up all your numbers. But it's only going to mess up your percentages. It's not going to mess up your dollars. Because if this guy comes in there and he still does, let's say he does only 25 hours at the end of the month, you guaranteed him $1.50 on hours, or 160, 40 hours a week, whatever. You cut him a check for $5,000. Let's just do the math. So you paid this guy at $100 effective labor rate. He billed out. He got you $2,500. Then on top of that, he also sold $2,500 worth of parts. If your parts are 50%, your labor is 50% of your total sales, which they should be. So then he sold for you a bunch of parts, and on those parts, let's say he did $2,500. Those parts cost you $1,250. That means he gave you an extra $1,250 in GP parts dollars. That would be $1,250 plus 25. That's $3,750. So that means out of his $5,000, if he only turned 25 hours, he would have contributed $3,750 to pay for himself. So he would have only cost you $1,250, and you cannot tell me you can't find 25 freaking hours a month to give your company the opportunity to grow. That was an awesome lesson, and I just did that on the fly, and I hope it all made sense. So think about this, guys. Think about this. How can you get your shop lined up so that you can set yourself up to grow, so you can take vacations, so you can get yourself out of your head and grow your company to give your customers better service? One new customer today, if they come every 3 months for the rest of the year, is 4 more visits the rest of the year. That's 5 freaking visits for the entire year. You've got to understand how this math works. Stop. You know what this pisses me off? This is where owners start to understand and believe, and this is a lie that they're understanding. They believe that somehow their technicians got them by the balls and they can't do anything. Sorry, ladies. And if they've got them by the balls and they can't do anything, they castrate them. They put fear in the owner. Then who owns the Sorry, I'm getting fired up. Who owns the shop? You don't own it. At that point, you don't have anything to do with it. It all comes down to your technician, and he has no liability, and he gets to have your name on the door, and he gets to do all the work and make more money than you. So stop being beholden to your technicians and start freaking hiring people. And there's a lot more to this. I'm sorry, I'm getting passionate. Getting too excited. Need to calm down. People tell me I talk too fast, and I get too fired up. I go over people's heads. Sorry. So I'll dumb this down. You can't grow if you don't have room to grow. Leave it at that. You can't grow if you don't have room to grow. So focus on your team. Think about your technician situation. You can only do the capacity you have available. And if you cannot do any more hours, or you cannot do any more cars, that is why. Alright guys, as a freebie, so you see everything around me, you see all these buildings. Nashville's blowing up. We got towers everywhere. And our downtown's actually, there is the icon right there. Our downtown's actually in a hole, so there's a lot more tall buildings. You have to drive into a valley to see it. It's kind of weird. So hopefully I'll see you in the next Nashville meeting. January, I think we're in the 3rd weekend. We are blowing up, guys. I cannot keep up with the group. I've probably got 5 sales calls I gotta do today. So I gotta go get my son. He spent the night at somebody's house. So I gotta take off, and I gotta go to my daughter's soccer game and help some of the shop owners this afternoon on some coaching calls. Take it easy. Be real. Help some other shop owners. If you watch this video, you like it, please share it. If you know there's a shop owner that needs help and they don't want to listen to me, you take the freaking idea, pretend it's your idea, and you go teach them. Take all my info. I don't care. I just want to help the industry. I make 10 times as much money doing my own auto repair shop. So you go take it, go spend that on somebody else. Go find some guy that's pissing in the urinal at the next event, and you stand next to him. Sorry ladies, this is what us shop owners do. And you go, hey, how can I help you make more money? Take all my stuff, pretend like it's yours. Go for it. And you go act as smart as you want to. Just help some other shop owners, because they need it. That's what this country's built on. Those blue collar workers that are killing it, and sometimes, or most of the time, are also being taken advantage of. Alright guys, I'll see you, well, you there, or center, on the next video. Bye.